We are back here on Sports Talk, and we're chatting with all of our local coaches here on the LL Football Coaches Show. Thanks for joining us. Chad Landers here with you along for the ride here on Blue Ridge 11. We're in Section 3, and we're finding it a little bit of a new look here as Manheim Central has come to the party for the first time in league history since it started in 1972. Excited to find out from Coach Hahn what's in store for the Manheim Central Barons. All right, time to welcome in Manheim Central head coach Dave Hahn, who, if you check the records, it's been 10 years since taking over as the head ball coach. So as you guys embark on a new journey here, you're heading into Section 3. Manheim Central's never been in Section 3 in the history of the league. How are you feeling, and how do you feel about kind of the new home for the Barons this year?
It's just a title. We have familiar foes in Section 3. We have Cocalico, Solanco, Garden Spot. So it's in Warwick. It's just like being in Section 2, the old LL League Section 2.
Okay, so yeah, just the number changed, but not really the mindset or any of the friends.
Yeah, the only ones that are getting all excited about it are you guys. Jeff Reinhardt and Chad Landers. They're getting so excited about it, but everybody else is pretty good.
All right, I mean, it's never happened since 1972. I mean, all right, you guys come into a new year, and you do have some things that you got to figure out, and one of those is finding a new quarterback. And I know when we had talked, you guys were working on it, and you were pretty happy. But can you fill in kind of everybody watching at home who's kind of risen to the top of the quarterback ranks, and how you feel about what they can do on the gridiron?
Yeah, we're gonna go with our kid is a junior. It's Ray Lewis, not the linebacker, former Baltimore Ravens guy, but Ray Lewis, high school, Manheim Central. He's a junior. He's got a little bit different skill set, but he's young, and he's still got a lot to learn. But he's working every day, and we're just trying to make strides and get him better and better.
Yeah, Eric, what are you chomping at the bit to find out here?
Well, yeah, Dave and I have talked numerous times here over the summer, and I'm looking through the stat sheet from last year, and I'm thinking, okay, guys that are coming back that carried the ball. Logan Guy was the only one coming back that's carried the ball. So tell me about Logan Guy and what we expect to see out of the backfield this year.
Yeah, Logan's a junior for us as well. He's got really good speed. He's a baseball player. And decided to come out for football last year. Had some real good progress, and we're excited about him. He's got good quickness. Reminds us a little bit of Bryson from last year, with some quickness and burst through the hole. We'll see if he's got that breakaway speed, because Bryson was a little different there. He had that breakaway speed and can go. But he's a tough runner, but he's not our only one. We've got a young sophomore, Caleb Moyer, and then we've got some big bruisers that we're gonna put in there too. So we're excited about those guys.
Yeah, we could kind of, Eric, we could feel the excitement, right, when he came to us at Media Day and he was talking about the O-line and the H's and all of that. So, I'd have to imagine, Coach, if you want to kind of share it to the broader audience that wasn't necessarily at Media Day, tell us about why you're so confident in that offensive line. You love this H position that you guys have, and you really feel like that could be a cornerstone for your offense this year.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about our offensive line because we got a lot of experience back. It's been a few years since we had this much experience back. And our age position, we have about 6 kids that are practicing there, 3 or 4 of them that we'll roll with on a Friday night. So that allows us to kind of go into some bigger packages if we want to. We can be smaller and go quicker packages as well. So it just allows us to be a little bit more versatile. So I'm excited about that, and it also, I'm excited about them because it allows us to get back to our roots a little bit and run the ball.
Yeah, Eric, sorry, I stepped on you there.
No, that's all right, because you also talked about you are going to be running the ball, maybe as much, if not more, than what you have in the past. Is part of that, to help, Ray in the transition and really kind of get comfortable under center as the
Absolutely.
season.
Absolutely. To me, a quarterback's going to be better with a good run game. So if we could take some pressure off him and we're able to run the ball, that's going to allow him to get comfortable in the game. It's going to allow him to see things better. So that's kind of our job to kind of ease him into it. He's going to get thrown into the fire anyways, but how can we help him? And having a sound run game is going to help him.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you look at Zach, a 5,000 yard passer. Bryson ran for thousands of yards, and then you had Aaron Enterline. I mean, these aren't guys you just replace. So you telling these kids, look, just be yourselves, just go out and do what we instruct you to do, and things will work out for themselves.
Yeah, we actually had that conversation, um, Saturday after our scrimmage. Zach Hahn and Aaron Enterline and Bryson Arnold are not walking through that door, and we're not rolling with them. We're rolling with you guys, and they need to know that. And we're confident with that we could be successful with them. But they can't rely on what those guys done in the past. They have to work and they have to perform now.
So on the flip side, then, as far as the defense, and we'll kind of get to that because I know that you're really excited about what you have on the defensive side of the ball. Are you kind of really trying to put the pressure, so to speak, on the defense, saying, "Hey, look, we need you guys to get the ball, get good field position, so this offense can really start to work. Maybe with a short field, just to get their feet wet until things really start to click for you."
I think that obviously makes sense. I mean, we were in the same situation 2 years ago, where our defense had a little bit more experience and our offense needed, I think it was about a game and a half, 2 games to kind of get our feet underneath us, and then we were able to execute and we did a good job. That may be the same thing this year. We got to play some tough defense. I wasn't happy with our scrimmage this past weekend. I didn't think that we really came necessarily to play. I don't think we tackled well. We didn't pursue to the ball well. Um, but we watched the film. We kind of shook that off, and then we had a pretty good practice today, and it was a little bit more intense than a usual Monday practice.
Well, I was going to get to the scrimmage because, again, in conversation with you, you say you always like to play teams on a higher level to expose your weaknesses going into a season. I'm not going to ask you what was exposed, but what were some of the things that you did like? And well, you've already kind of touched on some of the things that you weren't happy with, but tell us some of the positives that came out of the scrimmage against Manheim Township.
I think some of the positives were that at the point of attack, we executed at the point of attack. We might not have on the backside sometimes. I think we saw some things out of some kids that we need to see as far as that they could play at that level. Um, I think with the scrimmage that we had with Township, they've got a lot of kids coming back. They're very, very good skilled positions, and their line's pretty impressive. I like the way that they came off the ball and played, and at times, there was, we could match up with them up on the line. Um, for us, a lot of times going back and watching the film, it was one play, or one person that's missing something, and we got to clean that up. If we're going to be good and make any kind of headway in Section 3, we're going to have to clean that up and get better.
All right, so let's talk about your defense. And all eyes are drawn to Brody Doherty. 113 tackles last year. I mean, what makes his skill set so special?
His desire to compete and get to the ball and kind of wreck somebody when he gets there. He wants to wreak havoc. Um, we have two of them. We have Zion Rolland and Brody, and those two feed off each other. They're so competitive with each other. Um, they want to get to the ball. But they're starting to understand that they need each other, and they kind of feed off each other and what they do. Um, when we have both of them, we didn't have both of them this weekend. When we have both of them, they move well, they communicate together, and they have each other's back without, it just in their play. One guy's filling here, that the other guy is filling opposite and doing what these should be doing. There's just that trust, there's that bond. They feed off each other, and when they do that, they get the rest of the team going. So that's what's exciting about our defense. I think that we made a couple mistakes this weekend, but I think we're on the road to correcting some of those things. We get those guys going and correct those mistakes, we can have a pretty tough defense up the middle. Our corners are new and they're going to be challenged, but I like our athleticism. I like our work ethic. So I think we can do a good job there as well.
Yeah, I know you said that corners and the edge rushers was basically going to be an open competition. So has that fallen into place, or is this something we could see maybe by committee?
I think things are falling into place, but that doesn't mean that things won't change throughout the course of the year. It's a long season. We encourage our guys to keep competing. You never know when your turn is. So it's always next man up around here. So everybody's got to prepare. Everybody's got to get ready. So, and when a kid's ready, we want to get them in there and get them tested and see what they can do.
Yeah, your week 1 matchup coming up here in just a few days, West Philadelphia. I know you kind of had a good laugh with us about, scheduling. What are you guys looking forward to as you get to play this West Philadelphia team here coming up on Friday?
We're playing at home, so we're looking forward to that. But they're a big team. They've got a number of large individuals on that team, and they also got the speed. I don't think that they have the numbers. I think they have a squad of the 40, maybe mid 40s. But I think the quality that they have and size is good. Their speed is above average speed. So I think we're going to have our hands full.
Wonderful. Eric, we're coming down to about the last minute here. You have one last question here for Coach Hahn?
Well, something else that has always been kind of a given at Manheim is a kicker. What do you have as far as your kicking game this year?
Yeah, we have Katie White is back as a place kicker, and she's a girls soccer player. And we also have 2 off the boys soccer team and Brian Boas and Caden Chacon. So they've all been working. They continue to work hard. We kind of split time with their other sports. That's kind of the priority, and then we get them in. But I think they'll be very capable. As a punter, we have our quarterback Ray Lewis working in, as well as Kyle Milan, who's one of our defensive backs that's working in as a punter. So everybody's new, although except for Katie. Katie has kicked. She kicked half of our PATs last year, and I think she did a pretty good job with that. And she's gotten better and better as well.
All right.
Yeah, it just seems it's always been a mainstay at Manheim as far back as I can remember, how special teams were, always a key component of your game plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see how that goes.
Make it that way.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes here. We actually have you guys on the channel in week 2 at Ephrata, so we'll certainly be checking in with Manheim Central, finding out how you're doing. Can't thank you enough, though, for coming on the program. Good luck this season, and yeah, as I said, we'll see you in just a few short weeks, Coach.
You bet. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your season. Thank you for what you guys do.
Thanks for coming on. When we come back from break, we will chat with Garden Spot and their head man as the Spartans look to rebound from a nice season where they tied for the Section 3 title, and now Section 3 just got a little bit harder. We'll find out what's in store from the Spartans on the other side of the break.